Excel is of course best known for its ability to crunch numbers. It's also quite versatile with handling text. As you know, you can enter text for such things as row and column headings, customer names and addresses, and just about anything else. In addition, you can use formulas to manipulate the text contained in the cells. A single cell can hold up to 32,000 characters. If you need to display lots of text in a worksheet, consider using a text box. Choose Insert and then Text Box and start typing. Working with large amounts of text in a text box is easier than editing cells. In addition, you can easily move, resize, or change the dimensions of a text box. However, if you need to work with text using formulas and functions, the text must reside in cells. Excel has an excellent assortment of worksheet functions that can handle text. We will be looking at these functions in detail. Every character you see on your screen has an associated code number. For example, capital A corresponds to code number 65. The ANSI character set consists of 255 characters numbered from 1 to 255. On the left, you can see the codes and respective characters from 32 to 255. Two functions come into play when dealing with character codes, code and char. The code function returns the ANSI code while the character function returns the corresponding character to the code number in the argument. As shown in the example, code of A returns the value 65 and character of 65 returns A. When you are entering text as argument, use double quotes. If the argument is a cell reference, you can use it directly. Now let us look at how to insert special characters. Under the insert link, you can click the symbol button. Here, you can choose the different kind of font you might require. Click on the symbol you need and press insert. You can see that it has been directly inserted into the cell. You can use the scroll bar on the right to move up and down to view the symbols, or you can use the subset drop down menu on the right hand side top. As you can see, when you keep inserting symbols, it keeps inserting them in the same cell one after the other. Once you are done, you can press the close to close the dialog box. You can create a simple logical formula to determine whether two cells contain the same entry using the equal to sign. Another function, exact, can also be used to compare the two. The equal to sign is not case sensitive while the exact function is case sensitive. Now we will be comparing the two strings in B10 and B11. By using the equal to sign, you can see that it says true, that both the words are equal as it is not case sensitive. If you use the exact function, it will say false. We can join strings in two or more cells by using the ampersand symbol or the function concatenate. Concatenate takes up to 255 arguments. Now let us look at the few examples in the worksheet. Now suppose you want to join the strings red and rose, you can do it using the ampersand symbol. But in this case, there is no space in between. Suppose you want to insert a space in between, use the following function. Next, we use the concatenate function to perform the same action. This function simply combines the arguments into a single string. You can use this function if you like, but using the ampersand operator results in shorter formulas. Next, we'll look at displaying formatted values as text. The text function enables you to display a value in a specific number format. For example, the first example shown here will simply conjoin the two strings without formatting it. That is, it is a raw value. To improve readability, you might want to display the contents of the cell by using a currency number format. In this action, we are simply concatenating the string the net profit is with the contents of cell E18. So here it's in a raw format. Next, we use the text function to format the contents of the cell E18. As you can see, it is preceded by a dollar sign and is separated by commas. The Excel dollar function converts a number to text using the currency format. It takes two arguments, the number that is required to convert and the number of decimal places to display. It uses the regional currency symbol. For example, by default in India, the rupee symbol is used. Here we are going to display the contents of the cell E14 in the currency format using the dollar function. You can see that when enter is pressed, the rupee symbol is automatically added. Next we look at the repeat function. The repeat function repeats a string any number of times you specify. The first argument is the string while the second argument is the number of times you want it to repeat. In the example, HA is repeated 3 times. A clever use for the repeat function is to create a histogram or a frequency distribution chart directly in a worksheet. So suppose we want to create a histogram for the column sales. First we change the font of that particular column as Wingdings just for more visibility and enter the following formula. Basically we are dividing the sale number by 1000 and representing it in terms of an equal to sign. You can now copy the formula for the entire column. As you can see, a histogram is displayed. The trim function is used to remove excess spaces in a string. So you can simply say trim and put the particular string as an argument. We can count the number of characters in a string using the len function. The len function takes one argument and returns the number of characters in the argument. The example given here returns 14. Happy plus new plus year, that is 12 plus 2 spaces. Excel also allows you to change the case of a particular string. Upper converts all text to uppercase, lower converts it to lowercase, and proper capitalizes the first letter of each word in the string. You can also extract characters from the string using the functions left, right and mid. Left returns a specified number of characters from the beginning while right returns it from the end. Mid returns a specified number of characters beginning at any position within a string. Now let's look at an example in the worksheet. Suppose you want to extract the word and. So you say left of the string, comma 2 because it is 2 characters from the beginning. Suppose you want to extract day. You say right and string, comma 3 characters because it's 3 characters from the right. Now suppose you want to extract a word from the middle, say apple. So you say the starting character number, that is 4, and the length of the string, that is 5. Now we will see how to replace text with another text. There are two functions for this, substitute and replace. Substitute replaces specific text in a string and is used when the characters to be replaced are known but not the position. Replace is used when the position of the text to be replaced is known but not the actual text. Now let us look at an example. Here what we are doing is trying to replace the word profit with loss if the profit comes as negative. Since we know the text that has to be replaced, we use the substitute function. As you can see, since there is a profit, it says no loss. Now let us try changing the cost so that it is a net loss. So as you can see, the string has changed. Next we look at how to search within a string. There are two functions for this, find and search. Find is a case sensitive comparison while search is a non-case sensitive comparison. Look at the example. Find D in daddy. So in the first example it returns 3 as it is case sensitive, and the second For the search function, it returns 1 as it is not case sensitive. Now let us look at an example in the worksheet. Suppose you want to find the position of the word apple within the string. We say find apple, comma 1. 1 specifying from where we are going to start the search. Finally, we need to see how do we extract first names and last names. So we use a combination of the functions we saw earlier. So here we are looking at left and right, that is the extracting functions. Find, that is to find the character position, and length, which is the length of the string. So we introduce a new column first name and enter the formula. So here essentially what we are doing is finding where exactly the space is within the string and then extracting all characters before the space. You can now drag the formula to the entire column. You can see that the first names have been extracted in this column. Next we look at how to extract last name. This is very much similar to the previous column, except that we extract characters to the right of the space. So this formula can also be dragged for the column. This ends the chapter on text functions.